have to gain self-confidence. Is such a thing to work on it and just gain some self-confidence? Where can we get it? Is there anything we can go and just buy it? I know this is a silly question, but most of my clients were suffering with self-confidence. They thought they are worthless or they are just not good enough. Sometimes it came from the family, the parents, or maybe the spouse, maybe from the teacher when they said you are worthless, you are not good enough, and you cannot achieve anything. Have you been in this situation when somebody told you you are not good enough and doesn't matter what you do, you won't be enough ever? I grew in a family when I felt like worthless and I couldn't do anything. I didn't study really well in a school because of the family circumstances. I hated go to school and I didn't like to study. And when I grew up, I felt worthless because I didn't have a good education. I knew that I was a hard worker, I wasn't lazy, but I didn't see I can gain anything. I was scared, I couldn't speak. I couldn't speak up. Of course, I could speak, but I tried not to. Imagine this. This happened with me, so this is a true story. I scared to go to the post office to buy a stamp because I was really scared. I couldn't speak up, I couldn't say or asking what I wanted because I was just terrified to go in a post office. I never went into the shop where I needed to ask the items. Then back then, well, now I'm 44 years old, but back then when I was around 15 or 17, we had lots of shops when you had to ask for the item. You had to ask if you wanted sugar or you wanted to buy lemon or whatever you wanted. You needed to ask for them, and I didn't go into that shops because I was scared. And when I went to the train station, I couldn't really speak. I started like 5 times to tell them what I really wanted. I wanted a ticket from this city to that city, and I wanted a return ticket. I wanted a ticket to go back home, and I couldn't tell them. And people were upset about me. And sometimes they just told me straight away, like if I don't give a straight information, they cannot help me. And I still remember for the lady who told me the straight and straight to the point information can help her to give me the right ticket. And yeah, I never forget that. I felt so embarrassed because she was so loud when she told me, and I felt like everybody around me just watching at me, look at me. And I didn't know I can really break through this. I was so scared, and when I walked, I lived in a neighborhood, that was a village really, like a really small town, and there were like houses with fence. In Hungary, we have fence everywhere, and I went close to the fence, like I scared, and I look at the street in front of my feet, and I didn't want to look up because I didn't want to have eye contact with someone. I was terrified to someone just look at me sometimes because I really wasn't satisfied about my look. And when I went out, kids are really, I'm not sure how to say, honest, or they just say what they see. But I realized that even when I was a teenager, and there were little kids, maybe 6 years old, and they came to me and said, why are you have that big eyes, or why your eyes are so far away? And when they told me this, that's really take away all my confidence. I scared to speak or be around kids because I knew that they will tell something that will really hurt me. And that time my ears were like this. Yes, I had an operation. They fixed my ears, so now it's better. But that time when I had my ears like that, they always called me Dumbo, because Dumbo had the big ears, of course. So I really don't have a good self-esteem for sure, and I don't have confidence to do anything. And even just with little kids, I couldn't really walk in front of them. And after, my main issue was when I was older, like 17 or something, and I didn't want to walk in front of my age group, or especially when they were girls, because they always said some nasty thing about me, about my eyes, and how ugly I was, and how flat I was. So that was a nightmare. And I lived my life for this way for, I think I was 22 when I moved to the other city. But I moved because I went to the school. I went to the dog grooming school. So I have a long story about how I came from being a seamstress to be a dog groomer, because that was almost impossible in my area where I lived. Dog grooming or working with dogs didn't existed really, and didn't not just not existed, but in that village nobody heard about that. Even me, I didn't. I just saw advertisement, so this is why I learned about dog grooming. So it wasn't really popular, or people didn't know this. So when I decided to do the dog grooming certification, I wanted to change my profession. I was still young, 22 years old, and I went to the capital. And I was in the same girl who was really scared to speak up. But that time I made up my mind. And I decided to, when I go there, nobody knows me. So they don't know how scared I am. They don't know I freaked out to talk to anyone. And I have a different story, because I couldn't have any friendship with girls, because I had a um, like almost like a phobia to talk to them, to girls. This is came from my family members who really threatened me to talk to girls. So she didn't want me to talk to girls, and she even hurt me physically if I did. So I will tell you this story if you are interested about that in another video. But anyway, I went there, and the place was full with girls. So I needed to make up my mind, and I thought, okay, nobody knows me. I have to put up a mask like I'm a different person. So what I did, first of all, I played a confidence game. Oh, what is it? So I knew that, like, if I stand up straight and I just lift my head up, I look more confident. And even I was scared, I didn't know what really do, but I introduced myself on a certain way. When people talked, I'm really confident, and almost they were thinking like I'm so um, like, when somebody is really proud of themselves, like almost like I am full of myself. I wasn't at all, but I try to show this picture to other people. So that training was a couple of months, or maybe 4 months or so, and I was the most confident in that school. And even when a teacher, I know about dogs a lot, so I studied dogs even when I was a little kid. I read every books about dogs, and I have a high level of knowledge about dogs and anatomy, ethology, feeding, eating, and breeding. So that was my my thing. So that was good. When our professor asked questions, I was the one who could answer for everything. So this gave me a little bit of, okay, I have a higher knowledge than other people have. So I really scared to go to the whiteboard and tell them what I know, but I played the game like I'm so confident. So this happened for a couple of months, and I realized that was easier every single day when I played this, because I put this personality on me. And at the beginning was quite fake, because I just try to do like I'm really confident, but after a while I really put this personality on myself, and that was amazing. And when I finished the school, I went back to the small city where I lived, and I was working in a seamstress, the factory really, and making some suits. And then I decided to leave and like doing dog grooming. And after a couple of months, I didn't have too many dogs, and I was just a beginner. But I decided to maybe go abroad, and maybe I can be a babysitter and I can save up some money so I can open my new dog grooming salon somewhere after a couple of years. So this was my plan. I decided to, okay, meet a couple. They were Hungarian, so I didn't need to speak other language. This was in Austria. This is the next country to Hungary, to the west. And when I met them, they absolutely knew that I'm not really good with kids, or I have no clue about how to look after kids. And they didn't take me with them to go to Austria and look after their kids. I think that was a good decision, because I stuck in the city, and I had a schoolmate. I had a phone number, I had her phone number, and I called her like, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck here. I don't know. I cannot go back where I was. I have no money for it. And can I stay a couple of nights? And then she said yes. So she said, okay, you can work with me. I have a place, and I already started the dog grooming, but I don't know how to groom dogs. So if you would like to help, I said, yeah, sure. So I was confident about grooming dogs, and we went to the place, back to the dog grooming school. The dog grooming school was around, at the place where they sold animal food, not just dog and cats, not just pets, but like for horses and like cows. So when we went there just for shopping for her business, she took me there. And when a professor saw me, he came out and said, oh wow, I need you. And I was like, okay, why do you need me? And he said, because he need me for train the people. And he said, oh wow, I just finished dog grooming school, so I don't have high experience, and they want me. What's going on? And it was really strange, because the professor's wife was the dog groomer trainer before. So I didn't know what happened, but later on I figured out they fired that woman, and the new dog grooming course will start in a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks time. And somebody needed to be a groomer trainer, and because I finished in a high level, and I was really good with grooming, even in my level, of course. And I just showed up there. I was in the right place at the right time, and the professor just came and saw me, and he asked me. And I already practiced with this group to be confident, like, who I'm a confident girl. And I said, sure. And I was scared. I didn't know how to do this, because I was a beginner, and I was the one person who needed to teach these people how to groom dogs, and I didn't groom that many dogs either. So I put up again this confidence, like, yes, I can do it. And I had to fake it again, because I did not have confidence. I did not have a skill. But I also was thinking, okay, I stuck here in a capital because the couple didn't take me to Austria to look after their kids, so I have to do something. And this was a great opportunity. And they also asked me to stay there in a rest of the days, and after the course to just be a groomer there. And when I said yes, everything is changed, because I already made up my mind to be more confident. So after that, because as I told you, I couldn't go to the post office to buy a stamp. I was scared and terrified. And after a while, the professor said, there is a radio station and they want an interview with you, with a dog groomer trainer. And I didn't know how to do it and I was scared. But of course, because I already started to playing this game like I'm a really confident woman and yes, now I'm a dog groomer trainer, then I said, yeah, sure, when? And they said tomorrow. Oof. I was really freaked out. Like I didn't show that because I put up this face like I'm so confident, and I decided to do it anyway. And I said, it doesn't matter. I got this opportunity. If I don't do this opportunity maybe never will come back again. And I'm really glad I did it. When I went to the studio for the radio show, the professor wasn't there, so that was a surprise for me. And I had to go to the absolutely strange place with strange people. Like, I mean, strange, like I didn't know them. But I did, I think, really good at the interview, and I really enjoyed that. Of course, my stomach was I was so super nervous, but I didn't show them. And that time I learned that the confidence is like a skill you can learn. You can learn how to be more confident and show up like a confident woman. And in my life, I had really difficult relationships, but and people pushed me down, and I had to use the same technique to stand up for myself and put up the confidence face and the physiology. Like I changed my physiology. Like now I'm standing little like really straight, but before I was always like this, like scared. I couldn't really do eye contact, but I learned how to do it. And if I could do it, you can do it. So if you feel really like worthless, or you feel like you are not confident at all, or you cannot speak up for yourself, this is a time to start it. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Today is a day to change your life, and you can do it in a heartbeat. You have to just make up your mind, nothing else. This is the only thing you can do. And you know, when you feel the fear, doesn't matter, just do it anyway. You can practice it. This is like I try to give you some practical advice, so you can practice it. Go to the place. I know now is COVID time, so it's more difficult to go out, but when you have opportunity to go out, you can imagine who you want to be or who you want to become, and picture that person in front of you, and be that person, that woman or that man, and then step into that personality and just acting that way. Yeah, maybe some of you would say acting, that's really fake. But there is a saying, fake it until you make it. Yeah, maybe you'll hate this saying, but it works really. I can tell you, I'm really glad I did that, because that absolutely changed my life. I did not have experience about dog grooming at all. I didn't groom more than 10 or 15 dogs between my training and the time when they offered me this job to be a dog groomer trainer in the biggest dog grooming school in Hungary. But I had to do something with my life. And maybe that's when you burn the ship. So I'm laughing because sheep and sheep is two different things, and I always confused about which is the sheep and which is the sheep. And now I know, of course. So you have to burn your ship. What does it mean? So it means better if you don't have a plan B or plan C. This is a little bit like against what I was before, because I always had B, C, D plan. But somehow, if I look back into my life, I realized that yes, maybe I had the B, C, D plan behind me, but honestly, I handle the situation as I have only option A and nothing else, plan A and nothing else. So I did with the dog grooming because, in a worst case scenario, I could go back to my old city where I was or where I came from, but I decided not to do because I wanted leave behind my past. I wanted leave behind this scarcity where I lived, and this is not just about the physical place, but somehow I felt like, yes, this is what I can do, and now I can stand strong and high, and I can be more confident because these people knew me like I'm a confident woman. And back in my little city, people didn't know me this way. People just knew me like Edina, who is really worthless, and she is really nothing can come out from her. And in the other city where I made up my mind, I was like a hero, really. Like, yeah, she's so young and she is already a dog groomer trainer. And this is what you can do also. You can practice, have to be confident. You can practice even in your family. You can put on the confidence, a confident personality. Because if you put in yourself, you will change. But you have to act according to. You cannot go back. Like burn the ship, don't go back. So the burn the ship is like a story about there was a war and the captain, well, I'm not exactly sure about when it happened, but they sent the soldiers to the island, and the captain, or I don't know who is doing this stuff, said you have to burn the ship because if you burn it, then is no way go back. You have to fight or you will die. And somehow I like this because if you don't have a BCD plan, you have to really do what is important to do to reach your goals, or you step out, or you like gain confidence, right? So I can recommend for you this too. If you practice, you can practice in front of people you never met. You can practice in a grocery store when if you were before like really scared to talk to anyone or you didn't want to, you can start to talk to the cashier or someone in a store. They never knew you before. Or you can do like a in a United States there is a meetup group, and maybe you can be like an organizer or you can meet people there and you can practice your confidence. And this is just really easy to do. You just have to do like you are already confident. And after a while, after a short period of time, because for me it came really, really fast, and I know people and my clients also who use the same tactic, like they gain confidence really fast. You just have to break through your fears. Doesn't matter how you feel, because I was scared. I was scared like, how can I be a dog groomer trainer? But I decided to do that and just said with a big smile on my face, sure, I can do that. And everything is changed. This word, what I said, sure, changed my life. And you can change your life. Just say, sure, I can do this. Important, the next thing, what I want to, like a practical tip, you have to change your physiology. Because just think about when you were really uh, not confident, but the opposite, when you felt so weak and you felt like low self-esteem, like you didn't trust in yourself or in your action, like I'm not good enough. How did you carry yourself? I'm sure your head was down and your shoulders down, and you just didn't want to really make eye contact because that felt so uncomfortable, right? So if you just feel like this way, like, no, it's just so hard and I cannot do this, you can change that. Just look up, stand still or stand high, still, still and high, and just feel the energy. Have you ever been in a situation ever? Doesn't matter, maybe in your family or somewhere, when you felt so confident, or maybe you watched a movie and you just felt like you are full with energy and wow, you can do everything. Maybe when you were in love, because when you are in love, you really don't think about negative things. You are so high and you just feel like you are flying and people can see you are different. Just think about that emotion. How did you feel? Or think about your, if you have a role model or you have someone maybe in a movie and you know people like they are super confident. How do they carry themselves? How the confident person look like? Are they look like really like looking up, heads up, chin up a little bit, not too high, but you can show people you are confident and they will really handle you that way. Because one more thing I would like to say, you remember I talked about like the kids were laughing at me about my eyes, like they are so far away, and my head is really small to my eyes, and my ears were like that. They called me E.T. E.T. And I was absolutely uh, embarrassed. That was so bad. I scared to look into the little kid eyes because I knew that they will say something. But you know what? If you feel really low, if you don't have confidence, you will attract this type of people. You will attract people who will say something what is really hurting you. But when you are confident, what I did, when I gained confidence and when I met kids, of course the kids also saw that like my eyes are far away because they are, but they are so honest. What they see, they say, and I started to laughing with them, and I didn't feel the pain anymore, and I started to laugh at on myself. But that was a trick at the beginning because I just wanted to them to shut up. I really wanted them to zip up and don't tell anything. And I learned that if I laugh with them or if I say something about myself, they not interested anymore at all. And in a really short period of time, when I gained this confidence, I never had ever problem to walk in front of teenagers again. I just didn't scared anymore. But before, I was able to go around the full block, even if a block was here and my door was next to here, like 20 yards away or really, really close. I was able to go around the block, a full block, just to go from a back door or just waiting, maybe they will leave. And that took sometimes a really long period of time when I finally could got home because I just didn't want to walk in front of them. So from that perspective, you can see how much my self-esteem was, how low my self-esteem was. So if I could do this, you can do this for sure, because I never ever thought I can break through this. But as I said, fake it until you make it. Even if you hate this saying, this really works. I'm alive. How do they say? Um, mm, I don't know this English word. Well, maybe in the next time I will tell you. I will figure it out. But when something is like a real thing, like I'm here and this happened to me. It's not a story I talking about my neighbors or I talking about my friends or family members. No, this happened to me and I gained confidence. And after this, I didn't mind if I went to a stage and I were dancing on a stage, and I didn't mind people were seeing me because I already learned how to show confidence and how to gain confidence. You don't need to play too long to feel the energy. You will feel the energy when you change your physiology. This almost instantly change if you think about your personality is a different person you are a confident person, you can do everything. You can tell to yourself, yes, nothing is impossible. If you are a Christian, you can say everything is possible with God. There is nothing you cannot do. And if you are confident, there is a lot of benefit for it. You can get a job. You know, sometimes when you apply for a job, they're looking for the confident person. So the confident person does not need that much supervision. So then they think you can do the work alone. Maybe you will gain this so you can get a job. If you are confident, people treat you in a different way. They won't look down on you anymore. Would you like that? Would you like to try it? So this is the exercise, or this is the action plan. I really would like to try it out. And you can write it down on a comment if you tried it. How did you feel? Write about that. And don't worry, first time you will feel really uncomfortable. But you know, when you feel uncomfortable, you have to step out from every time when you want to grow, you have to step out from your comfort zone. And I guarantee, if you step out of your comfort zone, you will find a treasure, you will find a beauty and a miracle. So this is for today. I'm really glad I was here today and I talk about this today, and I'm sure you can do it. Nothing is impossible. So if you like this video and you learned something from it, or you think you have a friend or family member who can gain something or benefit from this video, please share with them, because lots of people feel the same way. They don't feel confident, and this really can mess up their life, because maybe they are this close to reach their goals, or just start something in their life, but because they don't feel confident, they don't dare to do the steps for it. So please share this video if you think this was valuable, and push the notification button, and you can message me anytime. You can write a comment here. I will share this on Facebook. My name is edinaviens. I'm a transformational coach, and I'm helping people to break through obstacles. So you can break through your obstacles, and this is just a little part to have to gain confidence, but there are a lot more. You can break through your fears, you can find your God-given purpose if you work with me. But I will share free videos time to time, and you can benefit from them. Just enjoy. See you in the next video. Bye everyone.